Okay. Um, so I was just telling you about how I was thinking about the time that I had my first baby and I was home after an emergency C-section and he was probably like 4 or 5 days old and my mother-in-law actually was able to come and spend a few days with us, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, and So I remember watching television and this Pepto-Bismol commercial came on and this guy's on an airplane and he's like singing the whole song and then he rolls right up in this lady's face and he's like diarrhea and I can still feel the ache in my scar. Like I grabbed a pillow and I hold it to my stomach and I was like, why would God make something so hilarious when I cannot laugh? Like every time even the commercial comes on, like I could just feel the phantom like pain of that day, but it still makes me laugh. And that's all. Thought I would start off with something like from the mind of Jen.
A little unhinged, yes. That's what we do here, right?
Yes, that's what's
I
up.
love it.
Hey, what are you doing with your camera settings that like all my like I need Botox is really emphasized and you're like smooth as the baby's as a baby's booty.
I think it's in like the blur effect and
Uh,
then like the high
I
definition.
need
So
to
you just
start
gotta,
blurring my face or getting some Botox. I don't know.
hey, you earn that. You earn those.
I know.
They're
I don't
badges
think
of
I'm gonna get
honor.
Botox. Somebody mentioned it to me one time and they were like, yeah, you know, these things here, it's like, oh, you could soften that up. And I was like, nah. Eh.
Yeah, you could.
I've always had like a chunky lower lip, but this one's like Karen thin, so maybe I should get like a.
I mean, there's like a million and one things you could do,
I,
but
I don't think my husband would be down with it. He's always like, "Oh, look what, so and so did to their face." And I'm like, I mean, if I had money and I was walking around having people judge the shit out of me all the time, I'd probably do it too, but whatever.
right. I mean, that's kind of how the society is, where you do something and then it's judged. You don't do something and you try to age gracefully, then that's judged as well. So you just
Honey, there
gotta,
ain't anything graceful about me, okay? Like I've tried, but this is who I am. And yeah, I
hey,
always try to convince my husband that my soul looks like Tinkerbell because I do stand by that. I've told you this before, and I've probably said it here. My soul is a little tiny, delicate little lady.
I see
Oh,
that.
I know you do. You know I'm a delicate lady. Huh.
Delicate flower, so demure.
Oh, I'm gonna drink my. Oh, thankfully, it's only showing the
Oh,
back of this energy drink, so I don't have to hide it.
right. Right on. How many is that today?
It's it's technically my third, but I jumped out the half of the second one because, yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't judge me.
Hey, no
I
judgment.
need at least 500 milligrams of caffeine on board to get through the day. I'll be all right.
Hey, we got to do what we got to do, right?
Yeah. Well, I know last time we talked about your mom, and I think we wanted to talk about my mom a little bit, and I kind of just tossed it in your lap without a lot of prep because I thought I had done some prep and I can't find it. And we're on a tight little schedule here, so
Yeah. That's
I didn't want to like postpone and be like, "Oh, give me 20 minutes."
no, but hey, that's what we're here for to be just organic and yeah. So let's just start off kind of what you asked me is what was your mom's name?
My mom's name was Diana, but she always went by Anna.
Oh, okay. And is there any kind of like significance with that, with her being named that? Was that a family name or just something that the grandparents liked?
Her middle name is her mother's first name, which is my granddaughter's my granddaughter, my daughter's middle name that I named after my grandmother. I just had a grandmother on my mind. Um, so they share a similar, well, they share the same. My grandmother's first name, my mother's middle name, my daughter's middle name. Although I actually named her after my grandmother. I don't know what I'm talking about right now because that's not my mom's middle name. My mom's middle name is my grandma's first name, but my grandma's middle name is my daughter's middle name. I'm really out of it this morning.
Girl, it's
Like I
fine.
just made up a whole line of unfactual things and I like lost my train of thought.
Hey, that's fine. We'll go with it. You're good. You're
This
good.
is
You're
not
good.
easy.
I know. When you're trying to get, that's kind of when you were interviewing me, trying to get into that headspace and asking those questions, and think that they'll be easy to answer. And then it's the emotional flood, right? That kind of
Yeah.
comes with it.
Yeah, a
And you're
little
not
bit. I kind of was like, oh, I haven't really thought about that for a minute. Go
right.
ahead.
And it's hard to kind of make all those connections quickly and uh, make it into words, right? That we can speak out
I can't
loud.
brain today.
Truly, I think our neurodivergent mamas out there will understand it.
Thank
So,
you. If
yeah,
you're seeing this, thank you. Thank you.
exactly. All right. So, I know that you are the first born of your mama, right?
Yes.
And so your mom was young, right, when she
My
had
mom
you?
was like a month away from being 17 when I was born, and my father was 17.
Wow. So is was that kind of like a common thing from where you grew up to have teen parents?
Yeah, I think so, but a lot of my parents' friends and siblings, I think one of my dad's sister had a kid when she was like 15 or 16, and I, I think everybody else kind of waited until they were married or in their early 20s. But yeah, I think it was more prevalent in that time and area.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. Yeah, it's kind of seems that across the board, I guess. And yeah, my grandparents were teen parents as well. Or well, they were when they got pregnant with my mom, they were 19 and then had her when they were 20. So yeah, yeah, it's just kind of interesting. And then my parents, they were in their 30s when they
Really?
had me and my sister. So yeah, it's kind of to
Well, I
see,
don't feel so bad now then
yeah, a
because
dynamic of difference and
you turned out all right. I see, I don't
thank
feel so bad
you.
now that my kids have an older parents.
And so did you. Yeah, that's great. So you
Yeah.
there's different like perspectives, right? Uh what do you think being an older mom, what kind of like perspective or view do you think you have versus, what your mom would have as a teen mom, do you think?
I'm way, way kinder. I'm way more understanding. I don't spank my kids. Like, I don't hit my kids. Yeah. Yeah. I was a lot like everybody just beat the shit out of all the kids. So that was a whole thing. I don't do that. Like
Ugh,
that's something I'm very, very against. Like if you
mm,
want to throw hands with me, then go ahead and put your hands on my kids.
right. I think that is so amazing to break those kind of generational curses.
And also, I just feel like you making people so comfortable with, hey, come here so I can hit you. No, probably
Right.
not.
Yeah. I think that gives your kiddos more of like a foundation to realize, abuse really like across the board that hey, we shouldn't be the first ones to dole that out, right? And then as they grow and everything, they'll be able to pinpoint and recognize, oh, this is wrong, versus just kind of letting it slide.
This is going to take me down a line that it's going to diverge from where you think you're going, and just, you know,
Do you want to
this
go
is gonna,
there or do we?
no, no, not
Okay.
right now.
All
Hey,
right.
when we talk about just flat out abuse, let's bring that up, but not today.
Yeah, there's all these
We
little
want to discuss
tentacles and
neglect and abuse. Let's go for it, but not right now.
not right now. Hey, okay. Let's tell me how you guys would celebrate Mother's Day during your childhood.
Not anything in particular that I recall. Maybe going out to a breakfast, or, on occasion, maybe my dad would make something for my mom, but that was usually a calamity. My mm, Once more, I was like, I didn't realize that this was going to go down this road, but um, no, I mean, I feel bad for my mom.
Mm.
I remember just going and picking her like little flowers and being like, I love you, and trying to do, especially when I got older, like in my early 20s, and had some time to form my independent self and really have more of a better understanding of like things were not the way they should have been there. So, um, I mean, a side note, at that time, when I was like 21 or 22, I met my long-term boyfriend at that time, and we dated until I was like 30. And I remember one of the first times he met my family, he was like, do you know your family hates you? And I was like, no, they don't hate me. What are you talking about? Like, that was one of the first times that I was like, oh, everybody doesn't get treated like a total asshole all the time.
Hmm. Jennifer.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm just trying to like
Oh,
lay the foundation of like why my
oh,
answers are coming out like this.
no, it's more like breaks my heart for you.
I'm I'm almost 46. So
Yeah.
22 to 46. I almost have 25 years of getting tough from that. So I'm okay. I'm okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really recall too much that she didn't plan herself.
Okay.
Or maybe she may have had like a cookout or something, things like that, but nothing extraordinary on top of we were destitute most of the time in the best of times. So
Yeah, that can definitely add to it. But did you have your either of your grandmas involved in celebrating?
my mom's mother, in my opinion, was a saint. Okay. I love that woman. I was there when she died. Like that lady has my whole heart.
Mm.
Um, my dad's mother, who was a different set of circumstances and relationship, her and my mother did not get along very well. So we did not really spend a lot of time around them as much. I also, again, I don't really have a recollection of any special like Mother's Day thing. Maybe on an occasion where, somebody got flowers or something, or they stopped by, but
Right.
no, I don't really have a recollection of anything like that. Man, this is getting real sad. I wish I had a cooler life. I have
Oh,
one now, but not then.
you
Come on.
do. I think so many people can relate to this, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and that's great.
No, and I'm never going to tell you that
Right.
it wasn't.
So When you think back on your mom and your guys' interactions, what was something that you greatly enjoyed doing with your mom?
My mom had a rotten sense of humor, like more than me. I always call myself like Diet Diana. Like I'm like my mother, but
Great.
like tamed down.
Oh, that's too funny.
Um, my mom and I and a couple of her friends, like I was an adult when this happened. We were in a bar and there was this guy that me and her one friend were just speaking with. Like the guy was just like, I think he was like a car salesman or something, but we were just having like a general conversation. And a guy that he worked with was across the bar and he kind of caught his eye and he like gave him like the wingman sign. Like, do you need a bailout? And I was like, this motherfucker. So, like, we were literally talking about like cars or something. Like, nobody's hitting on this guy, first of all. And anyway, so my mom was really like a dude in a lady's body. And I will never forget watching her chug this beer. She walked right up to this guy. She got right in his face and she went, "Ugh." She burped like the manliest burp ever. And this guy, and then she walked away. And this guy looked at me and my mom's friend. He's like, ladies. And we were just like, dick.
Oh my
That's like
goodness.
something that immediately popped into my head. Like, my mom was off the hook.
Wow. So she was kind of fearless in ways, wasn't
My
she?
mom would street fight people like if something went down, like that's why I have that like I'm chill, but I grew up with some brawlers. I did. Like
Wow.
I honestly and I'm not trying to like tap my own, I was the good one. I really was. Like everybody else has been arrested, like they've been in a lot of trouble. Not me, man.
Hmm.
And thankfully, because I didn't want to be, but I
Right.
mean, I've done my own share of dumb shit that, believe me. I mean, everybody has that, but oh yeah, sure. There's people I owe like heartfelt apologies to, but you know, as they come back or I pass them along in the second, maybe yeah, of course I try to make amends where I can, but I wasn't like
Wow.
the street fighter like my whole entire family was.
Well, it seems like your childhood really shaped you and you've reflected on your experiences and it's made you into the person that you are today. You've picked and chose what you're going to carry on and let go and
To let a
sitting kind of
lot
with
go.
that darkness that you don't want from others, right?
Had an
And
epiphany that my husband is the healthiest relationship I've ever had, and it broke my heart. Not because of him, but I was like, wow, literally, like the healthiest relationship in my whole entire life outside of my children is my husband, a guy I've known for less than a decade.
yeah, that's kind of magical though.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
to go through the pits and valleys and hills and all that
We
to
almost met a few times. Like we actually, he was at my old job, and yeah, like we have like some mutuals that we would have never met through, but it's pretty funny that we ended up having all these like parallel lives, but we grew up, maybe a half hour drive from each other. So naturally, I mean, I guess we would have some mutuals somewhere, but we were talking about my mom and I keep making this about other shit, clearly.
no, but we can kind of tie back your husband into, I know, are we okay with talking about
Go ahead.
your mom's diagnosis and kind
Mhm.
of that time and how your husband, how what he was like the rock, wasn't he? Of
Well, I mean, when I when my mom first got sick, I did not know him. We were
Okay.
not I was actually dating somebody else at that time. And it was actually like right before her diagnosis, I he and I broke up.
Oh,
And
okay.
that was a really difficult breakup for me. I really liked that guy, but um, I'm so glad that it didn't turn into anything more than it was. And I feel like sometimes I liked him because I was just like, oh, this person's nice to me.
And that's definitely something that I'm sure you've kind of reflected on and realized maybe that could be a trauma response,
Yeah,
right?
probably. I mean, because I'm that kind of person. Like, I don't like to cut bridges, like, unless I really have to. Like, I'm actually still friendly with him. I'm still friendly with the guy that I was with for like 8 years as well.
Wow,
This
okay.
guy I was only with for like a little over a year, like on and off. We
Hmm.
met through a work friend of mine, but I he and I had just parted ways not long before she got sick, so I really didn't have anybody to like lean on. And it was devastating. And I always, I've told you that story several times where I say to anybody, like, I don't care what your doctor says, if you're having problems, get another opinion. My mom was told that she needed to add flaxseed to her diet. And she had cancer.
Hmm.
And until it got worse, and she ended up getting like a partial hysterectomy. They took out like a huge tumor. It had teeth and hair. My brother and her called it Cysty Houston because Whitney Houston's mom's name was Sissy Houston. I don't know. I mean, like again.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, we used to call it Cysty Houston. And yeah, that thing had teeth. That was terrifying. Um, a few months later, she was having problems with her gallbladder, and they ended up doing some like by contrast, just checking her abdomen out, and it revealed this whole huge thing, and that's how she ended up getting the partial hysterectomy. And then about 6 months later, are you okay?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just getting so emotional, like just
It's okay. I'm
for
sorry. I
you.
mean, I
No,
maybe haven't.
it's okay.
I guess like it's rough. It's a rough story, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just like me now, looking back on a different person. I
Right.
feel kind of detached from it.
Yeah.
Um, she found this wonderful doctor, but of course, by the time she finds this wonderful doctor, it was too late. She had a full hysterectomy. The surgery went like way, way longer than it should have. And I was still kind of in denial, like, oh, she's fine. She's fine. And I remember my dad sitting there and he's like freaking out. He's like, no, something's wrong. They're supposed to be done by now. And finally the doctor comes out and she's like, this is what we found. She lost a lot of blood. Like they had to do transfusion. Like they almost lost her on the table apparently. And it at that moment they were like it's at least stage 2. And I was like, oh man, thinking to myself, okay, well, stage 2, we have a chance. We have a battle
Right.
ahead of us, but we have a chance. So I'm trying to be optimistic. And she's like in the ICU recovery room. And how am I already running out of time?
It went by like so fast. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh, hang on. Can you even still see me? Like I
Yeah, I can
tapped
still
out of
see
the
you.
screen.
So we got 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
All right, hang on. Do you have time to like jump back on?
Yeah, you can
I
do
can
it.
like stitch this together. All right, hang on.